All right, here we go. Now we're back again. Anyways, so what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another round of let's see if my camera works. Nope, it's still blanked out. How fun. Oh, there we go. We've fixed it, kinda. Okay, it's just trying to run it like -1 FPS or something. Yeah. Anyways, so in fact, actually, that's kind of blocking a bit of the screen. And yeah, so what is up, everybody? We're back at another month. So, as is very well obvious, I do my live streams at the beginning of a month, and yeah, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Um, so yeah, I haven't been working on. One thing that I do like every year, and you've already seen like the first two episodes of this thing. Um, Basically, I've been working on a project. In fact, I can actually show it here. There's this, and my camera battery's dying. Yeah, I've been working on that, and yeah, it's a very cool little project I've been working on with lights and stuff. I'm going to turn off the camera just because. So yeah, so in today's episode, we're going to be working on a bit more. I'm going to be announcing some of the content that's going into the channel in future episodes of, well, this series, among other things. We've we're definitely working at it a bit. Um, Unfortunately, it's we're being a bit it's going to be a bit slow tonight with this stream, but you know. But anyway, yeah, the most of what we're doing today is yeah, this is going to be mostly what the month looks like. I haven't heard much on the front of what's going on with Splatoon because I mean there is some speculation somewhere that there might be a Splatoween type thing, which would be really cool. But yeah, um, so yeah, so if anything changes on that front, I'm probably gonna stop the content and I'm gonna stop on making videos on this project and probably just move to Splatoon for the time because I've never seen a Splatoween or any type of overly special event in that game for anything really that big. So yeah, so what I've so what we're doing today is today we're going to be working on something that needs to be done, or has needed to be done for quite some time, actually. And that's the circuitry design, the PCB design, because um, I want to have it put out onto an actual board. Let me just see if I can get my camera all charged up, and I'll kind of demonstrate on that front. Um, so So let me just. Oh, come on. Get out. Alright, so let me just kind of swap over to the camera a bit. And, yeah. So, the conundrum that we're kind of under, and if my capture card will show the camera's footage for a second. Um, Last episode, we went over the 3D printing involved in the thing, and you might remember this thing that I brought out, and yeah, we're going to be repurposing it. And how we're going to be repurposing it is that we're going to probably be designing a little circuit board that'll kind of fit the rough shape of an Arduino Uno, which I had out and was literally looking at 1 second ago. Um, Let me just take a look for that. So yeah, so basically, yeah. So effectively, these screw holes are pretty much in the shape of one, which kind of is okay, I guess. I was originally going to make it go for the full, to the full extent of this, like kind of redesign it and make it where it's just like a frame and just in there is all of the parts and stuff. but I kind of decided against it because, you know, this is a slightly heavier print compared to what I've done in the past, and also it has been unusually warm in this room, especially recently. So running the printer is not really advisable in the conditions that I have because it's just a bit, yeah, it's a bit too warm for doing long prints like this in my case. Even though literally, um, as we speak, there is a bit of a cold front coming through the area, through my part of town, or part of the world, um, apparently, but it's not going to be too much for. It's still not going to justify doing longer print jobs like this. So, but anyways, so yeah, this is so I'm pretty much going to be reusing this with some. I might be doing some modification for prints. Like I'm going to be probably working on because I originally had these little breadboard glue thingos put down. I'm probably going to print out some kind of like insert just so I can have the control board, the button board on it. And on the back side, there's another thing, but I actually know this is the control bar button thing. Not sure what the bottom one was here for, but originally, but yeah. So effectively, I'm kind of going to compact it to that size, only because really, again, just want to keep the original design. Now, unfortunately, though, I haven't even started on the actual work, which is problematic because, you know, if I go back to this footage, and I'm pretty sure I can now just turn on my cam, and there we go. Anyways, so yeah, unfortunately, I haven't even started with it yet, so I have to do a lot of work. And in my case, I am using KiCad, which kind of requires you to build a schematic before you build the actual PCB design. And I don't have any arguments with that. So basically what we're going to be doing is there's like three different boards that we got to design. What I'm focusing on right here and right now, and we'll probably get done by the end of this stream if I kind of shut my yap a bit, is the main control board and is the main breakout for the ESP32. I'm going to be cross-referencing it with the actual thing, so if you see me kind of go off camera every so often, don't be surprised. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get a VOD of this and have it and kind of cut it up and get recordings onto next week's video. So if you're gonna be watching next week's video, well, you've pretty much watched this part. Anyways, so yeah, so first I'm gonna start with the very obvious, dealing with the LEDs, and of course, it's a bit of a task here because you got to deal with got to remember what we got to get the right way of saying it, or the right, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, because look at all these RGB LEDs, all the different possible ways to have it. So let's see, I think, yeah, that's what I've got. I think I've got, yeah, red, anode, green, and blue. I should probably be putting like a array of 16 of these here. In a moment, you'll see that I'm just putting it into a little header just to make it easier for myself to just, you know, because I have some of these cables, these little ribbon cable type things, these Molex connector things. I guess they're Molex connectors. I'm not sure that the correct nomenclature on these things, but I have these connectors. Some of these connectors. It just whacked me in the face. Anyways, so I'm pretty much going to be making use of these or something similar to these. I'm not sure. Maybe maybe just generic pin headers at this point. But yeah, so I only really need to represent one to represent all of them. I don't have more than one actually. Maybe in future versions I might go for a NeoPixel, type design, which is much simpler. You just have, it would still be the same effect, like you have like one header, but you can do multiple LEDs at multiple different colors. I don't know, it's confusing. It's not for this video. And so yeah, and in fact I'm actually going to load up, I'm going to do one better. I'm going to load up the source code, because the source code probably also has the right pins. um, so so basically, yeah, this is what, so here we are, Arduino IDE. And of course this is a new version, which is very fun. um, yeah, so let's just, so just gotta, it's, it's taking its time. Let it take its time. Oh, and I'm very concerned at why YouTube is not doing stuff. Oh, okay, it's just I'm dealing with latency. I forgot about a lot of things for. I was looking at my other computer, because I have, because this computer that I'm currently streaming off of, it's just, I don't want it to deal with the extra burden of doing things. So I have my other computer just looking at it, and I forgot that this thing's on a preset with lots and lots of latency. And yeah, and it's showing me still scrolling through all the PCB options and stuff and all the stuff. So fortunately, you might not be able to see where things are. Um, Again, I haven't been working on the code at all, so it should be still accurate. Um, yeah, it's very interesting to see it at work. One of the things I meant to do by the end of the week, though, was to get all this Bluetooth stuff squared away, because I'm trying to figure out how to get the AVRC to work, but that's not been going so well. But it's probably because it's probably expecting something in not binary, in hex rather, but I've been giving it decimal, which really, because really all I'm looking for is the first three attributes of it, which is very concerning. Anyways, off topic a bit. So here we are, pin assignments. So that's all the main ones. All I need is red, green, blue, and then the up, down, A, B, and there we go. I'm just going to kind of get that all squared away. So let's see, IO 15, I guess. I should really, I know this is not going to be readable by any means, but look, I'm just trying to get it all out and quick, I guess. Yeah, because let's see. Yeah, because now that that works out, it's now the opposite way. Of course it is. Oh boy. Well, desperate times call for desperate measures? I don't know. Again, I'm only a freshman in college. I'm still theoretically a noob at this, so even though I've been kind of messing with KiCad for ages, well, for the past year at least, I don't know. I just need something functional, not something ultra readable. Although I should focus on readability at some point. I don't know, because I always see I don't know. I guess it's I don't know how to describe it. It's that thing that a lot of influencers do, like on Instagram and all that stuff, where it's like, oh, look at me, I do something way better than you, and it's and it does, and I do it way better, and so thus and therefore, yeah. All right, now you might also be looking at another thing, the fact that there is literally no resistor on the red. I know it's kind of not how it is here. I'm probably gonna add it in. I don't know. I might do. Oh, I might do one thing. I wonder if KiCad can do this. Because I wonder if KiCad has the ability to do that thing that I know the Commodore 1541 drives have it. where basically you have the where you have the little you have like two stray solder pads, and you just bridge them together if you want to not have something, and if you want to have something, you you don't. I don't know. All I really want to do is I want to get the in fact, all I'm really looking for here is I just want to get the stuff right, because unfortunately Arduino IDE is being a bit of a slowdown here. Um, let me just put down the momentary switches for switch. I just need, no, I'm not looking to put an XLR cable on it yet. Although I might put a 3.5 mil jack on it, like I have on the prototype now, because it would really be because I do need because I really do need because I don't have an amp for it, or I'm not about to make one, because I'm literally, because my goal is to still pretty much run it on I'm still trying to run it on, oh, what's it called? I'm still trying to run it off of a single USB port, or just the USB port that comes with the ESP32 dev board that I'm working with. So in my case, that would be just a single USB, like mini USB type port, something really, really not that big. Okay, so let's see, switch. I need, okay, that's cool. That's dip switches. I could probably go that route. I don't know. I'm just gonna have my four. I'm just gonna have all my four switches here, just because they're just gonna go off into their own little connector board of some kind. And yeah, unfortunately it's a bit weird-ish. So, but yeah, there's that part down. Uh, and now we gotta connect it all up. I think I'm gonna have the resistors. I'm gonna have the pull-up, pull-downs on kind of their own thing. And you know what I'm gonna do? I might move these switches over a bit. I don't know, because I know I gotta put some pull-up, pull-down type resistors on it before I even get to it completely working, because I gotta get it all, because I gotta give it a, I'm gonna probably replace it with a connector. Okay, and what I gotta do is just going to, and maybe and after I get this done, I'll get to work on kind of cleaning this up. I don't know, I'm just being a bit rough here with the stuff, so it's all just because, again, I just need functional, nothing too serious. Something that looks exactly like the code. Here we go, IO36. I'm just kind of running it through there. Again, I just need something quick, not something nice, which is probably going to kill me later, but I don't care. There we go. Swap over the A button. Alright, that looks terrible. I'll take it. And I believe every single one of those is currently hooked into a ground line, but now that they're all connected up to, now that each connector is respectively hooked into that, I don't need the Arduino ID anymore. Good riddance to that one. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding power bus type things to it. Okay, so just looked at it. Yeah, so in my case I have a resistor just into ground, so I think it's a pull-up of some type. Again, I'm just kind of I'm just kind of roughly translating what I have in code and how I have it in code, so I don't mess with my code. Okay, there we go. And then becomes the fun part of numbering things. Ooh. Alright. And that's that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have... Actually, I want symbols because I need a ground line. Actually, hold up. I think that is in the wrong place. Yes, that very much is. No, KiCad, I don't need the wire just going out. In fact, what I'm going to do is, no, extend out here, there, and here we go. Alright, so we've got that, and then that, come on, there, and then, oh boy. There we go. Nailed it. Oh boy. Oh, look at you. There we go, there's that symbol. Kind of a weird spot for it, but again, I'm not too... Can you see that I'm of the concerned type? Because last time I checked, I don't think I am. So now we put our nice ground in, because that's where all the grounding goes. And ground, and there we go. And let me just put my 3.3 volts. I don't know why I went into. Alright, here we go. Alright. Okay, so we're mostly done with this. I'm just gonna deal with that. Alright. So that's all. Okay, so that whole pull-up resistor area has been set up. And finally, let's just put our 3.3, I think I've got it hooked into, okay, yeah, I do have it hooked into straight up 3.3 volts, which is good enough for me. I'll take that. There we go. Nice. Okay. That's all the power bus is taken care of. Except for the fact that we need to take care of the displays and stuff. Not sure how I'm going to represent that. 'Cause let's see. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is that maybe at like the edge I'll have like a label or something like bidirectional. I need to have two different types of I2C lines, or I2C, or however you prefer to pronounce them. Because, you know, again, I've got my two displays here. You know, I've got one display that is the big LCD display is not as a standard I2C type display, and the other one is trying to be I2C, but it's a knockoff because it's made by because it's one of those 7-segment display type things. I don't know. It's made by the company that made it tried to make it a kind of a clone, but they tried to be very, very close to it. So yeah. So what I've got to do is I've got to create SCL. I'm just gonna say it's bidirectional. I don't know what it really is. I think it's bidirectional. That's all I'm gonna assume that it is. It doesn't matter really at this point because we're just gonna put the same thing here because that's what we've got. SDA, and that's gonna go to LCD, and 3v3. Actually, we'll just put a 3.3 volts here. Not sure if it'll pick up right, but so just because I'm gonna try and get it to be represented as a power connector type thing, and I'll deal with this all later. And yeah, let's see, change to global. Yeah. Anyway, so, and let's just do. I need to pop back into the Arduino IDE again because I need to find out the small display's output. And yeah. And I think while we're doing that, I will connect up the DAC with its thing. I believe I've got the system. I've got the connector in my library. Let's see. Is that anywhere near here? Sensor 3.5. Okay, cool. Oh wow, op amps. I don't need any of that. I don't need anything. Let me just do millimeter. I forgot my keyboard's M key. Is broken. Driver, interface, oscillator, regulator switching, relay, sensor current, transistor, interface, USB, timer, isolator, power management. Okay, cool. I don't need any of those. I just need a 3.5 mil jack. In fact, I believe I have such a 3.5 mil jack. Okay. And none of that's here. I mean, I guess it kind of... I mean, it doesn't truly matter, I guess, because I'm just gonna deal with that again, something I'll deal with later. I believe. Yeah, let's see, tip, ring, sleeve. I believe the tip goes to ground. I'm gonna assume. I kind of forgot which goes where. I'll cross-reference later. So let's see, that's gonna go to left channel, which is, it's gonna look weird, but yeah. Now, of course, I know that this is one of those things for if you want to have a captive audio jack. I don't need that now or yet. And yeah, let's see. And we'll deal with the final thing before I end this stream. Actually, one of the final things before I end the stream. Oh boy, Arduino IDE, stop running slow. Here we go. Bluetooth audio. I don't need that. Okay, here we go. TM1637. Where's TM1637? 32 and 14. Okay. Okay. I'm I'm just gonna say SCL. I'm just gonna call it the 7 SCL just because I don't know. And 7 SDA. I also just remembered that what this 3.3 volt is that it's actually supposed to be a 5 volt, because I remember like a couple weeks ago when I was starting to build the prototype, it did not work at all under 3.3 volts, and I'm not liking it under 5. Well, I'm considering it mid under 5 volts. Hopefully it's converting it down to 3.3 volts. I haven't killed the ESP32 yet, so I think that's a good thing. Okay, I'm just gonna, and then we'll just do 3.3 and ground. Nice. Okay, that works. I think it should. So yeah, the last order of business is really is just for safety's sake. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of sever this line a bit, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have it with a bit of a thing, kind of. I'm just gonna kind of have like 2 parts here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a resistor down, just for being a resistor, just because, you know, it's a red LED. They haven't burnt out yet under the current that I put them under, but, you know, considering the load I put on them, but in the case that I'm running on less than the expected number of LEDs, it'll be helpful to have a switch. I'm just gonna kind of just take a generic. I'm just gonna put the push switch down. I'm just gonna put a push switch down. Not really a push switch. It's just kind of a little bypass. So if I don't have the resistor in, it'll still run, and I just have to bridge a solder gap, and I'm probably just gonna put down like the footprints of some SMD part or something. Okay, so that's kind of mostly it. Probably afterwards I'm gonna do all the specifics with all the numbers with the push switch. I just wanted to kind of get that little bit of work done. So yeah, that's kind of gonna be the end of this bit of the project, or this stream. You know, right after this, I'm just going to start, you know, labeling all these parts and, you know, putting resistances down. Luckily, they're all the same resistor type, and, yeah. So that's mostly it for today's stream. I kind of just want to get off the YouTubes and do some other stuff and finish this up, and yeah. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's video, and bye.